Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. Today I am finally doing the restoration work on this 1959 Gibson Melody Maker. This looks like a Les Paul, but it's actually not. And it's going to be pretty difficult because I'm going to have to refret this guitar today, and the original frets are nearly played into the fretboard. Of course, it's going to need a new bone nut, and there are some other weird issues going on that we're going to resolve, such as some of the pickguard screws were cut off in the body, so I have to extract those and plug and re-drill them. And also this guitar had a number of different tuners over the years, so I'm going to have to plug these and re-drill them. And then I also sourced a set of period correct tuners for the guitar, so we'll throw those on. And then finally we will restring it, set it up, intonate it, and play it through a couple very loud Fender amps and see how it sounds. I might step on an overdrive as well and see how it handles that. So that's the plan for today. Let's go ahead and throw it on the bench. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do today is try to remove these frets. We'll see how difficult that turns out to be. There are a number of ways you can try to remove these frets, but what I'm gonna do is heat them up with a soldering iron, try to loosen up any glue or residue or dirt and grime that's holding these frets in, and then pull them out the top, trying to mitigate as much chip out as possible. So let's give it a shot. All right, so I want to show you guys how nicely these frets came out. There's very minimal chip out on the fretboard. The fret slots are in great condition, so there's going to be very minimal work to do to these fret slots to prepare them for the new frets. I may use a fret saw to just clean these out a little bit, and they should be ready. So I'm using these Jescar nickel frets. These are what I use on my TV Yellow Les Paul Special. And these are 47 by 95, so they're not quite a true jumbo, but they're definitely pretty wide, but not as tall as the jumbo frets that I use on my Stratocasters. And these are pre-radiused and pre-cut, which just makes my life a little bit easier. So next I'm gonna actually address these screws that have been cut off inside the body here. I'm not sure why someone did that, but it's a problem because I can't screw the pickguard back on here. So I'm going to use the StewMac screw extractor to remove these screws, and then we will plug them with some mahogany that I've got back here. And then also there are a number of extra screw holes from tuners that we're going to plug and re-drill, and then we'll get into putting these frets into the guitar. Okay, so these plugs actually came out a lot better than I anticipated. I also kind of stained them in amber, yellow, or black to blend them in, and I think that's all they really needed. So I'm going to re-drill those, and I'm pretty happy with that. So here's a look at the fret work after I've got the frets hammered in here and cleaned them up a little bit. You can see all the detail of the playwear on the rosewood fretboard still. That's because I did not level the fretboard. A lot of guys will do that. I just typically try not to on a vintage guitar. It does make for a more difficult job because you have to level everything out on the frets themselves. So the final part to this repair process is to add the bone nut. As you can see here, I'm starting with a blank, and this is a very difficult skill to learn. It takes years to master building these from scratch. Here you can see me marking the string spacing, and then I will use my different sized files to go ahead and create the slots where the strings will go. A lot of your tone and intonation and tuning stability comes from getting this part right, so I definitely need to put in some more hours to make sure I can do this properly. Here I'm just mocking it up and making sure I've got it the correct size and the string spacing. Well, here we are. I spared you the hour of cutting this nut just to get it where it is right now. I'm going to let this guitar kind of acclimate for a few weeks and play it before I make some final adjustments to the intonation and also the fret ends, and finally filing down these slots till the action is right where I want it. Put the truss rod cover in place, but it seems to be staying in tune and intonating correctly, so it's time to wrap this up because I got to play it for you guys and then edit an entire video. Well, of course, the pickup on this guitar is really the only question, and that's why you see so many of these old melody makers that have been routed for P90s or for humbuckers or whatever. It's a very unique sound. It's a single coil, but it does seem a little underpowered. It's very microphonic. I don't think Gibson potted their pickups at this time. I'll have to dig into that. Maybe one of you guys out there know. But, you know, it's a mostly original guitar, although the condition is obviously really rough. I don't know, you know, how bad I would feel about putting a P90 in here. I'm pretty sure it's a very minimal route to get a 50s dog ear P90 that you would find on a Junior or whatever. The rest of the wiring would be plug and play, you know, so I don't know. It's a really unique sound. A lot of people liked the sound of the guitar from the initial video that I made, and I do too. It's really cool, you know. But once you get on a stage or in a band setting, even with a pedal, it's kind of hard to get this thing to really get nasty. And even still, it's pretty microphonic. Now, one problem with that, and this is a point, you know, in all of my videos, I am about, you know, 4 feet away from these 50-watt fenders that are turned up, you know, about halfway. So a lot of guitars are going to be a little microphonic when you're this close. So that is something to keep in mind. But I don't know. It's something to think about. At least I'm going to play it for now and finish working on these frets and the nut and make sure everything intonates right, stays in tune, plays right, and we'll go from there. Maybe there'll be another video with some more modifications. You guys let me know what you want to see in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel. These videos, these lengthy repair videos do take a long time to make, but if you enjoy them, please let me know, all right? See you guys later. Peace.